Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Sadly, today is the last time we're going to be seeing the Agora models Corvette Stingray. I'm going to be doing pack 12, completing the model. Now, I've already done a part 1 video for this, and I'll put that video up there. This is the second part, and there is a load to do in pack 12. In fact, the recording time of this, which you'll see at the end, is 2.5 hours. Now, I've already built the car, which is why the car's not in here. It's got pride of place in my house at the moment, but it was a really involved build. Not as difficult as I thought it would be, especially when we piece that together. You're going to be seeing that as well. Unfortunately, I did have one little hurdle at the end, which I'm kicking myself for, but be sure to stay tuned right to the end so you can see that. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I've put a link in the video description. It's also a QR code on the screen. It will take you over to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, to start with the long road to finishing this, we've only got stages 96, 97, 98, 99 and 100, but there is so much to do in this. So we are going to start working now on stage 96 first. So we're going to start work on the rear body panel. As you can see, this is pure metal as well. We've got some other bits in here, which again are all metal. And I'm going to be putting down a mat on this because I don't want that to be damaged. And I've got these left and right inserts to put into place. Now they are stamped just there, L or R. So the left one is going to be going on this side, just over the lug. So make sure they're pushed all the way down, like that. And then the right one is going on this side. Push them all the way down. Now you know you've got them in right because they should look just like that. Now if you have a look at this body, I know this is the left side because there's a stamp there which says L1. There's a stamp on there that says R1. Now we're going to be putting these exhaust trims in now. And I'm looking for L1 and L2. Now they are stamped. This one is a right one, so I don't need that. This is L2. That's R2, which means that's L1. Now, quite simply, we've got a locating lug on here. The L1 bracket is just going to go in there like that. It's going to be held in with a HM screw. I'm going into metal, so I have put this in oil. As a matter of fact, I am going to be using my bigger PH1 screwdriver for this to get that nice and tight in there. And then just putting that slightly to one side, I'm going to bring over this part of the body panel here, looking like that, this way round, and I'm going to be putting L2 into here. It's going to go this way, just like that. Once again, held in with a HM screw. So that's in place, and then guess what? We're going to be doing exactly the same thing, just on this side. I'm going to be having R1 in here. So that's just going to go in like that, HM screw. Now all of these parts, including the exhaust parts, are metal, so don't worry about doing that too tight. So that one's in. Put that to one side, and again, just on this side, I'm going to be putting in R2, which goes in here with a HM screw. So now it's time to actually put all of this together now. So basically, I'm going to be taking the right panel, which I've got here, and that's going to be going over the 2 holes just there like that. This time, we're going to be using DM screws to do that. So I'll just hold that in place while I get the first one in. And it takes 2 of these. That's perfect. So that's now how that's looking. And what we've done on one side, we're going to be doing on the other side. So that's going to go on like this and get the DM screws in here. Now, this is the last screw just going in here. And that is how that's looking. Pretty cool, huh? Excellent. Now we've got some nose screw plugs here, 2 of these. We don't actually use them at the moment, but we do want to keep them safe. So that leads us swiftly on to stage 97. We're getting there. So now I'm going to be assembling the left bumper bracket. So we've got L2, and I'm looking for L1, which must be this one. There you go. So taking the left bumper here and the L1 bracket, making sure we've got the L1 facing upwards, we're going to be putting that into the two lugs we've got either side there, held in with an AP screw. And in a similar way, I'm going to take the L2 bracket, putting it into the lugs here, and then screwing that in. So there you go. That's how that looks. And then what we've done on one side, you've guessed it, we're going to be doing on the other side. So take the R1 bracket and screw that in here. And then the R2 bracket next to it. So need the left bumper here and bring over what we just created in the last stage. And this is just going to be slotting into the two slots we've got at the bottom there. So it's going to go in just like this. Perfect. It's held in from the other side here. You see that these have come through on these posts with some DM screws. And I need two of these. And what we've done on one side, once again, I'm going to be doing on the other side. So just slide these into the holes here. And then DM screws again. Perfect. And when they're in, it's looking like that. Just put that to one side, and I'm just bringing over this chrome section now. And I do have a clear lens plate to put in. Now that goes into the inside channel of this. So it's just a case of putting this in here and pushing this into the holes on each side, which isn't easy. I've got one in. Do the other one. There we go. God, it took some pushing, but there we go. That's in place, looking like that. Okay, if I just bring the car over for a second, I'm looking for cable B2, which is this one here. Disconnect that, and I'm going to be pushing this bulb into the back of this unit like that there. I'm just going to open my mat out just to make it long ways because I need to bring over the main body. So I'm interested in these 2 points here. Now with this bulb here, I just want to pull that at a 90-degree angle like that, because that's going to now enable me to put this in. It's going to go into the position just like that there. It's held in with FM screws. And it is going to take two of these. That's the second one going in there. Just put that to one side. And in a similar way, bringing the car back over again, I need cables B1 and B3. So there's B1. These look like brake lights. So that one must be B3. Bring the car back over again. And that looks perfect. So on this side here, which is the right side, I'm going to be putting both of these lights for B1. Just push them into the holes here. So that's 1 and 2. Excellent. Which means on the other side here, I'm going to put B3s. And as you can see, that's those bulbs in place. Now these cables need to be very flush with the body, so I'm going to be now bending them right flush with the bodies like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we've got the adhesive tape here, which is going to hold, probably best on the top camera here, these bulbs into place. So one is going this side, and just one on the other side. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 98, look, another big pack here. Let's get this open. And there is a lot to do in this stage. So working on the exhaust pipe first. And what I need to do is I need to find the left and the right exhaust pipes. They're basically stamped there. So this is left, which means this one is right. And I need the mufflers as well. So I'm looking for the left and right. This one's the left one. Basically, this one's going to be going in here just like that. And on the right hand side one, in a similar way, it's going to go on that side, just like that there. Now they're held in with FP screws. And this one's the right one. Excellent. That's how they're sitting in there, if you have a look at that. Now I am opening my little tea towel up here because I'm going to be taking the car and turning this upside down, being very gentle, because I'm going to be putting the left exhaust into place just on there like that. And in a similar way, I'm going to do the same with the right, which has got a lug to push onto there, but there we go, that's that one in as well. Now I'm holding these in place with 2 DM screws. One there, and one here. Now I'm holding these into place just in these 2 brackets here with AM screws. So you just line them up with the hole underneath and screw them in. One that side and just one on the other side. Perfect, so that's those in place. I can now put the car back to one side. Now, check this out. If you remember, we had done the front bumper and we had this grille in place here. Now, it's lucky I've got a break in my one just here, but it looks like we're replacing that grille. So I'm going to be taking this out of place with these 4 screws. Just take these out. I wonder why we're replacing this. Let's have a look at the 2 parts when I've got this out. So this is the new part here. Can't really see a difference, to be honest with you, but oh well, they want me to swap it out. So I'm going to be putting the new part in, which is great for me because I don't have a broken part anymore. And screw this in. And there you go. That's the new grille in place. I'm guessing we don't need this one, so I'm going to discard that. So just putting that to one side and bringing the car back over, I do need some wires now. I need A5 and A6 cables. Now, I think I've got them here. So there's A5 and there's A6. So one's red and black, one's green and yellow. Okay, so the red and black A5 cable is going to be going into this side, just into the hole. You can probably see it just down the bottom there. So I'll just push that in. Might need tweezers to help me get this one in, just so I can push that fully into place. There's no danger of that falling out. And then what I want to do is I want to trace this wire along the base here, like this. And I've got 3 bits of small adhesive tape to put that into place. So let's do that now. Now I can't reiterate how important the wire tidy is going to be now, because when we piece the car together, which we're shortly going to be doing, we don't want any trapped wires. Perfect. So that's coming out, probably see on the top camera like that. I've got the green A6 wire now, which I'm just going to be pushing into here. Now I've got these front bumper brackets to put in. We've got 2 of these and they are both the same, but we just need to make sure we put them in the right way. So they're going in this way, on top here like that, held in with DM screws. So each one takes 2 DM screws. I'll do this side and then I'll just do the other side. That's perfect. So both of those brackets are in. And I can now put this to one side. Okay, very important stage now. We're going to start doing a lot of wire tidy, ready to be piecing these together. So I need to bring over the main body, which looks like this. And it's this front area that I'm interested in first. So as you can see, I've got some medium black sticky tape here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be wrapping these 2 sections here together. Get this so that these aren't going to fall apart. Perfect. And what I've done on one side, ignore the middle ones. I'm just going to be doing the same on these 2 on this side. So I'm just gathering these cables here together, which is MOT and E, and I'm just going to pass them through just the wheel arch there, because I'm going to be turning the car back over, just like this. So you can see I've got the plugs on this side. Now I've zoomed out all my cameras, because what I want to do is bring over the main body of the car now, so that the cables here are next to the MOT cables here, and I'm going to be connecting all of these together. So I just want to put E with E over here. And then the MOT cables, again, just put them together as well. So, turning the power switch on, which is underneath the driver's seat here at the bottom of the car. I'm going to be pressing MOT, and then hopefully, if I move the camera just slightly, these lights should come up here. Perfect, look at that. And put them down. So the motor in the light still works. So because they work, I'm going to be just moving this over slightly. I'm going to be turning this upside down. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to now trace this wire around the inside edge here. But I need to leave slack, so when it opens, it's not going to pull on that wire. So let me just open it again. So it's going to need at least that much, as you can see, while it's open. So I'm going to be putting this into place with some double-sided tape. It's actually going along the inside edge here, like this. I want to tape it inside this section just there. I can cut off the excess afterwards, but that looks perfect there. And then we're going to do the same with the right headlight cables. Again, just making sure we've managed the slack here. This is going to go between these 2 points. And I'm using the last bit of medium tape here, just to ensure that that's locked into position. So now I've got them in, I'm just going to close those lights again. Perfect. Now we do want to just bend these cables around so they're not going to impede the hood. So these ones over here are really going to need to go over this side here. So I'm happy with that position. I'm just going to check them again for opening. Yep, that's good. So I've got a large bit of double-sided tape now. Just take off the adhesive, and I'm going to be putting this just underneath the cable on this side. Again, making sure this isn't going to impede the hood. Perfect, so that's in place. So basically what I want is all of these cables now, here, going along this edge again, so it's not impeding the hood, because we don't want anything showing in this area here. Now to hold that into place, I'm going to peel the backing of the sticky tape that I've put down here, and I'm sticking all of these wires into place, just to that tape. And then I'm going to put another bit of double-sided tape just on top, just to keep them all into position there. Now what we don't want is these wires here, so I'm just going to pull back a touch. You need to make sure that these wires go around this section so they're not impeding this limiter switch. And I'm sticking these all to that double-sided sticky tape there. So as you can see, that's keeping all of these wires in position now. I might just push that one back just a touch as well. I've got some insulating tape for that. And because I've got myself crazy paranoid now to make sure they're still open, just going to check that. That looks good. And then in these parts here now, I've got those blankers that we had a couple of stages back, which I'm just going to be putting in. These can only go in one way because they do have a channel for these to fit in. So it's just a case of lining them up. Get them in as far as you can get them so they're not going to come out. Perfect. And that's those in place as well. Right, I am just going to turn the car off. And I am just going to disconnect the motor and the E cable again. That'll enable me to move the car away and just work on this area of the car. So let me just correct all my cameras again. I think that's looking okay because we're going to be putting now the front bumper on the car. So it's going to look like this. I've got the brackets here with the lugs on. It's going to go this way around. I'm just going to line these lugs up. One this side. Make sure I'm not pinching any wires. And one this side. Perfect. Now we've got three, very hard to show you actually, we've got three holes here which are going to be lining up with the front of the car as well. So I need to make sure they're in. And first off, a CM screw in each side to hold that down. So one this side, I've already got one in here, just one this side. And that is now securely in place. I now need these smaller AP screws, and they're going to go into the three holes just at the front here. Remember, you're going into plastic, so you don't want these too tight. You may have to just put your finger in front of the grill just to apply pressure so that you can get these all the way in. Excellent. Now I've got two pieces of medium tape here, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to bunch these wires up here so they can all go into the channel that we've got running on this side. So Wire tidy, as I said, is impeccable, but that's how that's looking now. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Looking pretty good. Now, since stage 1 of the build, I haven't been looking forward to this at all. In this stage, we're going to be piecing the two parts of the car together. Historically, this always goes wrong for me, but I've tried to be as meticulous as I can with that wire tidy, so let's hope on this occasion we have a lot more success. So first thing I want to do is bring over the car, looking like this. And in this little box we get here, I've got a hood support outer. So we've got two of these. This is the outer one, looking like that. This is the inner one. So it's the outer one I want first. It's just going to be going over these points just here on the front of the car. It's held in with a HP screw. Perfect, and that's in place. I've then got this little bit of foam tape, which is just going to go underneath this section here. I do need to take the tape off the back to get the sticky side out. It's going to fit just there. Perfect. And now I'm going to be bringing over both parts of the car. And I'm going to be lying this car on its side like this. Now, I'm going to lean it on the back of my workstation. So, what I want to do is I want to connect all the front wires up, the middle wire, which I've got here, and then all the back wires to the bodywork. Let me do that now. So, I've had a move around of everything. Let's see if this works now. I've turned the car back on underneath the driver's seat. Going to check the headlights again. Perfect, they're working. So I've switched to my phone camera now. So I'm going to check the headlights. So press the button and they have come on. So let me just show you what's on at the moment. We've got the two at the front. And if I go to the back of the car, we've got one by the headlight. And then obviously we've got the rear lights as well. Now if I just come back here and show you the headlights, if I press that headlight button again, the first headlight lights up as well. Press it one more time, they both light up. So that's working perfectly. Now as you can see here, we've got the interior light. If I press that button, that should come on. There you go, the interior light's on. Now while I'm at the back of the car here, if I press the brake lights, as you see, they come on and turn off when I release the button. So that's all working. Now when I saw the prototype of this car, I loved the indicators. Check this out. There's that one side. And there's the other side. Let's just check that from the back. That's one side. And that's the other side. Perfect. Okay, so to give you an idea, all of those cables there are bundled up at the front. They're eventually going to go into the cavity here. And then the middle cable here, which is for the internal light, is going into the channel there. And then I've bundled the wires up at the back, and eventually these are going to go into the cavity just under there. So, let's put the car together. I'm just looking around. I cannot believe I've done that. And that took about 3 minutes. So, wow. And it looks good. There's no wires trapped. But you know what I'm going to do before I do anything else? I'm going to retest all the lights. Okay, I've just had a quick test. Everything works. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to be turning the car upside down now. So, put my mat down. Hold it all together so it's not going to split apart. And gently lay it down here. Because we're going to start affixing screws together. So I need CM screws, and the first one is going either side here, one this side, one the other side. So the first two are gone in perfect. The second two are here and here. That's got in perfect. Third two are here and here. And then just moving that down just a touch, we got two more, which are just going into the points of the back here. I do want to make sure that I'm not pinching any of these wires here. And that is the whole car now attached together. Oh, I'm so happy. Now if I just move this back inside the front wheel arches here, we've got two screws either side. They're going to be held in with CM screws as well. So I'm just going to get them in. It'll be hard to get these in because of the angle of the wheel. Just do the two at this side as well. And there we go. They were quite tricky to get in, but they're in. You can kind of move the wheels to help you out doing that. But yeah, pretty tricky. Now I've zoomed up some of the cameras again. The screws we've got in here, we just need to remove these. And I've got these bumper braces to put in. So the first one I'm going to be putting in is the left bumper brace. It's going to go into this side here, so we want to just lift this up and slide that over that section so it fits in just like that there. I'm going to secure this in with two CM screws just into these points, and then just an AM screw through this front point here. And then I'm going to be doing exactly the same on the other side. Perfect. I now just want to slide the car, still on my mat, down the touch to here, because I'm about to put on the rear bumper. And basically these braces here are just going to go over the lugs we've got in the middle. Just wiggle that into place. And once again, it's going to be CM screws to hold all four of those into place. So I'm just going to be putting these rear exhausts in. So this one's going to go on this side. They are stamped with a little R just on the back, so you know which one's going where. So this is a right hand side one. And if you look at the tab on the inside of that one, it just says left. Perfect. And then in a similar way, we're just going to take the right muffler cover and push that into place on here. Probably heard that click in then, and do the same on this side. If you need a little bit more room, just open that up. Get a screwdriver under there really to make sure that that's all into place there. Perfect. Right, believe it or not, I can put the car to one side because I now need the bonnet. It's been a while since we saw this. Turn it over. So I'm just going to take the left hood hinge, looks just like this. It's going to go into the hole just in the side here, held in with HP screws. And then I'll just put the other one in the other side. I've got the hood support, the inner hood support, which is just going to go into the two holes just here. It's held in with two BM screws. Bring over the car again. And you can probably see we've got a mounting point for those hinges there. So I'm going to be mounting them into position just there. Once again, I need two HP screws to put them in. You do need a narrow screwdriver to get these in. Not the easiest thing to get in. All we need to do then is just to feed, hopefully you can see this on the top camera, the inner bonnet into the outer bonnet sleeve. So when that goes down, it's got a bit more friction on it, as you can see there. It will help to hold that into place here as well, as you can see. So as you can see, that's perfect and nice and flush all the way around there. Excellent. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So most of the bulky stuff's done now. It's just all the trim parts. So this is the final stage of this build. And you know what? That went together a lot easier than I thought it would. So we're doing good at the moment, but we've got one more stage to get through. So I am aware we probably had some bad sound a second ago because my battery ran out, my lavalier mic. But we've got these two little washer jets to put in. These are going to be really tiny and really fiddly. But I've got one in. And I've got two in. Excellent. And I've got the windscreen wipers to put in. They're just going to be pushing into the holes here. And that's the left one there. So both the windscreen wipers are in, as you can see. Now, hard to show you this, but we've got some dashboard skirts to go into place. Now, they look just like this. And they're going into the two holes that you can see just in the side of the dashboard there. We're going to do the same on both sides. Now, in stage 95, we had these chrome skirts. We're going to be putting these on now. A18 is the left one. A18M is the right one. Probably best on the top camera. I'm just going to be pushing the right one into place first. This goes into these holes. Excellent. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I've got the rear number plate to put in. It's going into the holes here, and again it's a push in. And then just on the back here, I've got a decal to put into place. So let me just get some water. Put some of that water on here, and they've already created a C on here so we can line this up. So just put this on. Once again, I aligned the C, but look, I did that perfect first time. So there we go. That's on. They do give you a spare, but that's on there. Now, the fun bit, just over here, we got an emblem to put on. Now, that came in stage 1, so let me see if I've still got it. Look, there's the danger of having a part in stage 1 that you need. I don't have this part. I can't find it anywhere. So I can't put that on. I'm going to see if I can get one from Agora Models, or even a sticker or something that I can put over that. That's on me. That is definitely on me. I should have kept that a lot more safe. There's just a couple more things left to do. And that is to take the adhesive off the back of the mirror here. Push that onto the bracket of the mirror. Place the other side of this mirror onto the mount, so it's looking like that, and then I'm just going to be pushing that into the holes here, just like that. So that's in. I can take that protective plastic off now. Then I've got the aerial that's just going to go on the back here. Perfect. But that is the finished Corvette Stingray. I'm so happy that everything works and it all looks good. And the only thing wrong with it at the moment, which I'm sure I can fix, is this little bit here. I just need the emblem. I cannot believe I've lost that. You know what? I'm so annoyed with myself because apart from the sound issues, this could have been a car crash stream and it wasn't. It was an absolutely perfect stream and a great way to end the Corvette Stingray, which looks like that. How cool is that? Now, I will do some beauty shots of all the things working on it, and I am going to beg Agora Models to see if they can sort out just the front end for that. If I have to pay for it, I have to pay for it. But I can't have a completed car and just screw up at the last hurdle. But that's me. Perhaps I should change the accident report. Who knows that? Anyway, I hope you like the beauty shots. Check these out. And there you go. So I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. For all of you wondering, the running time of this last part 2 of Pack 12 is 2.5 hours. Anyway, take care.